decided to keep the name Champagne Vibes because when you think of champagne, like it's a celebration, like it's a high vibration. Like why not have somebody on here that I know is gonna keep it real, that I know the
for sure
realness. We talked
let's get into the realness. I like how you said that.
Let's get into the drinking Prosecco and lemon drops.
And you would have them together too, friend.
Together, like it was
and a lemon drops.
And I had to really dig into like, why am I?
So why were
you? Because when you know you got to make a decision to let some things go or let some people go.
Girl, let's talk about it.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but I think that as you evolve, if you don't let things go, God is going to release it.
Yeah,
from you. So I'm gonna get all up in your business since I'm the Wendy Williams. I'm well behaved.
I know
so
you
far.
would.
I'm real. What's going on with you, girl? Because I feel like you holding something back.
I am.
What is going on, girl? Give me a hug. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? I can tell. What is it?
But
it's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I feel like it took me so long to like start my show back up.
But we here now.
Welcome to Champagne Vibes. We are back with season 2, and I think I'm gonna call this part of the season Friends and Family Edition. So who better to have than my friend, my sister friend, Tay TV, LaShonn, or Miss Tay, or Miss Pippins, or Miss Clinton, or Miss Tay Rene. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She is a mom. She is a wife. She is an author. She is an actress. And yeah, again, she is my friend. So hey, Tay. I love you.
I'm so happy to be here. I love you too. I'm so glad I'm your first guest. Like, I feel so special.
You know, that means the world.
That's
because
how we bring in season 2. I love it.
So y'all, we have been talking so much just like on one-offs about like real life stuff, and we'll like go down some like crazy good conversations, and we'll be like, dang, we should have been filming this
all the time.
So we're filming it. So how are you?
I don't know. Let's start with that. Like, I really don't know. I feel like I'm good though. I feel like I'm better. You know, I just had a baby.
Yay.
And I'm just kind of trying to accept all the transitions that are happening in my life, you know?
So, okay.
It's a new chapter, a new era that I'm trying to like embrace.
Tell me about these transitions.
Well, you know, my stepfather passed in June.
Yes.
So that's a transition for me. Then I got pregnant, having this, you know, I had the baby on my stepfather's birthday.
That is so sweet.
Yes, I had her on his birthday.
Baby Eve.
And yes, just adjusting to being a mom of 3, because now I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, embracing my new body, like trying to embrace the curves, but still
fab,
still showing up for myself, you know, again. Yeah, so it's like a new postpartum experience, and just also trying to show up as much as possible for my mother because she is now widowed. And yeah, show up as a wife to my husband, but now I'm a wife of 3 kids. Because, you know, showing up as a mom and showing up as a wife is 2 different things.
Okay, let's talk about it. I'm not a wife, I'm not a mom yet, so
well, you
put me on to what it's like to juggle that.
Okay. For me, I'm just going to speak for myself. There is, like, balance. You'll find your balance as you go on. But, baby, it's been years, and I'm still just like, okay, we gotta do this. Okay, we're gonna do this. If we gotta do that, okay, we're gonna do that. It's no real routine for me, especially now with my 3rd baby. It's just been like, okay, whatever we gotta do, we gonna get it done, kind of thing.
I feel like you said the word balance, but for me, I feel like I've been striving pretty much all my life to find balance, but definitely all my adult life. And do you really think balance is possible? I don't think it is.
I think it hasn't been for me. I think that everybody's balance is different. Let me say that, okay? It's possible to have balance. You just have to be realistic with what balance looks like for you.
So
everybody's definition isn't the same. Everybody's balance doesn't look the same.
I agree. So you basically gotta figure out what balance is to you and strive to get there. When I feel like I found balance, like something else comes up. You know what I mean?
That's how it be. And
so
then you have to adapt to, incorporate that into the new balance.
So how has life been trying to like adapt?
Trying to adapt
to just everything that I'm gonna tell you how life has been for me trying to adapt, but I want to know like what it's like for you. Like what does adapting mean to you first, and then tell me what it's been like.
For me, balance and adapting looks like having like this, like being the center of space. You know what I mean? Like you have all these things going on around you, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of balanced in the center with your own motion, but you have all this motion going on around you.
Yeah.
And how it's been for me, I mean, I don't know. It's been whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even gonna front like this shit is easy, because it's not. It's just, I take it as it comes.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them people that, okay, we wake up at 8, we eat at 10, and then I go to lunch, and then I put on my yoga pants, and then I go to the studio, and I do my yoga routine, and then I come home and I make the kids dinner, and then
so basically that life that you see on social media,
that's not me.
You saying it ain't that.
It ain't that for me.
But that's why I had you on for my first episode, because I feel like, number one, champagne vibes.
Champagne vibes with the mocktail though.
With the mocktail. Tay does not drink. I have wine. I'm not a big drinker anymore. And I may talk about that sometimes today.
We can talk.
But yeah.
We can get to it. I'll talk about why I stopped drinking too.
So champagne vibes, for me, I kept that name because we talked about me changing the name to something else.
Yeah.
Which may be a segment at some point, but I decided to keep the name Champagne Vibes because when you think of champagne, like it's a celebration, like it's a high vibration, like you know what I mean? No matter what that champagne is being popped for, even if you don't drink like that, if it's a mock champagne or whatever, like it's a celebration. So
sparkling cider situation.
Yeah, so I figured for the first episode, like, why not have somebody on here that I know is gonna keep it real, that I know is not like the epitome of perfection, just as I am not, but we've been talking and it's so much perfection out here, or so many people putting perfection out there. And things are not perfect, but when that's what you put out there, like that's what people strive to be. And I figure having Tay on here is going to give the space for us to have a real conversation about real life, so that people understand it's okay if you not okay. Like it's okay if things are not perfect. It's okay if your real is not looking like everybody else's real online, because majority of the people that are posting perfection are far from that, and I'm definitely far from that. And I know my friend, like she gonna tell you the real. So let's get into the realness.
Let's get into the realness. I like how you said that. Let's get into the realness.
No, because seriously, I didn't even have a plan or an agenda for this conversation. I just knew it would flow the way that it needed to. But okay, Tay has a mocktail.
I have a mocktail.
I have wine.
Let's have
cheers.
Cheers.
How did we get here? How did you get here?
Get where? Get to Atlanta?
So that mocktail, we'll talk about how we both got to
mocktail. I'm like, how did I get to Atlanta? Okay, to the mocktail. Girl, that's a whole
let's talk about it.
thing. Like, I have so many reasons why I stopped drinking, and it's a struggle every day. I actually just passed my 1 year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Of sobriety. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna celebrate that later, but I had so many reasons. I mean, first it started because for health reasons, right?
Yeah.
I figured it would be easier for me on my health journey if I cut out the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because alcohol, it retains water. It makes your body retain water.
Yeah.
So you'll find yourself having more water weight when you drink. You'll be puffy. You know what I mean? You know, you'll have inflammation and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of slowed down for that reason. But in addition, I ran into some issues with my health where I was like, first I didn't like how it was making me feel or act. You know, certain liquor, you know, you got that hand, that dark dad, you cutting up, you know, you saying some of anything, fall asleep somewhere, wake up, don't know what happened when you wake up. You know, you got them kind of drinks.
Yep. Nice.
And then you got the ones where you just slid and somebody texts or something like that, and you be like, I did that. You know, like, so those things were happening to me in my single life, but I just figured I wanted to take control of my health. Mm-hmm. And I knew it was going to be a sacrifice. So I was determined to just kind of take control. And I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking when I went fully vegan. And then that was only a couple months. And I started back. And then I started having these health situations where I felt like it was anxiety. But I can't really say because I haven't officially been diagnosed. But I just had symptoms of anxiety where I felt like alcohol could only add to that issue. So I cut out everything. I cut out caffeine and alcohol.
Which is big for you.
Girl, please tell the people, girl.
Baby girl will have, my first time having espresso was when I did a Fab Junkie. I did the Fab Junkie shopping sip. And my nerves were on edge. I came to your house to get my makeup done, and you were like, oh girl, I got something for you, because I was dead tired, but I was all over the place. Yeah. She gave me an espresso drink or shot. It was a shot of espresso. I felt like it was like crack. I felt like my whole body just like woke up in a manner I had never felt it. But this was her every day. This is her everyday life. I'm like, how do you drink this every day?
2 to 3 shots like every day. I mean, it was ridiculous. And so
how did you just cold turkey?
Yeah, I cold turkey. I tried just like to cut back for a couple months, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to cut it out because I was still having these symptoms. So I cut it out entirely, and it was hard. I was like miserable. I was like angry, irritable. Yeah, I had headaches. You go through a full withdrawal.
It was like withdrawal.
Yeah, you go through a full withdrawal. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna survive the mornings. You know what I mean? I'm going through this transition, and I have kids, I have a husband, I have clients, you know, and I'm over here and just with my own little struggle going on. Like, you just never know what people are going through. But yeah, but it did cause like heart palpitations and different things like that I was experiencing. I was experiencing neurological things, like issues that there was no explanation for.
I remember this because I hadn't talked to you, and typically the way me and Tay are, like, we literally live like 20 minutes away or so. But life be lifing, so it might be like a month or two we don't see each other, but she can still feel me when I get quiet in the same. For her, so I hit her, and she like, hey friend, send me a picture, and it's her in the hospital. I'm like, what is going on?
Yes, I think I FaceTimed you. They were trying to like figure it out, and nobody could figure out anything. All my levels were fine, everything was good, and so I went to a neurological doctor. A neurologist. Yeah. And then I even got my mammogram early. I went through all this testing, and everybody was like, you crazy. And that's how they make you feel. I'm like, hell no, y'all cannot put this on me. Like, something is wrong. And so, like, you have to advocate for yourself. Yeah. But if you don't do nothing else and you find yourself having symptoms or issues with your health, please take your power back and eliminate all the toxins. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself.
Say that again.
Yes, like if you are feeling like something is going on with your health and doctors don't have answers for you, the best thing that you can do is take your power back and eliminate the toxins from your diet and just from your regimen. And it is a game changer. I'm telling you. I really feel like I saved my own life.
Yeah, I could see that because once you stop, I haven't heard you complain about it.
No, but I mean, you know, I smell the tequila from over here. You know, I smell that wine. I know what kind it is. You know what I mean?
So how do you deal with like the temptation?
I just get past it.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. You know, how long you be tipsy for about a couple hours, then you wake up with hungover, extra weight,
feeling tired,
extra bloated, whatever. You know.
No, yeah, I look back on like the past 2 years and baby, I was drinking, y'all see I have Chardonnay in this glass right now. I was drinking Prosecco and lemon drops.
And you were having them together too, friend.
Together. Like it was
and a lemon drop.
And I would mix that thing together. It was out of control. And it started out just being like, oh, it tastes good, but looking back, like I had to get down to the root of it. I got fat. Like I've literally lost like almost 40 pounds.
And you look, girl, we gonna get into that too. You look good.
Thank you. But when you start, like if you start noticing yourself drinking more than normal or just like overindulging, even if you blame it on having a good time, like it's always good to go out, toast with your friends, have the time of your life, but what we toasting to? Like, what have we done?
Right, like let's actually be celebrating something. And then Atlanta, it's like you do everything and drink. Everywhere you go is hookah and liquor, right?
Yep.
You go to brunch, it's hookah and liquor. You want to do an activity, you want to paint, it's sipping paint, it's sipping bowl, it's sipping sip.
Until you realize you've been sipping too much. So I don't really talk about this much, but I look back on like the things I was doing, like the people I was surrounded by, and we were just sipping for no reason. But I had to really drill down to why I was sipping so much. Like, yeah, I like Prosecco. Yeah, I like lemon drops, but I could literally drink some lemonade and get that same, same taste, that same satisfaction. So I had to really dig into like, why am I?
So why were you?
Because I was holding on to too much from too many different people, like too many different things. Like I realized I was the go-to for a lot of people, and I thought that I could handle it. Like I could, because I was able to help in many different areas, but the space that I didn't know it was affecting me was I was drinking, I was smoking hookah, like I was doing things to cope and like relieve my stress in unhealthy ways, because the things that I was taking on from everybody I was around, I did it because I wanted to, because I felt that that's what I needed to do, but I didn't realize how much it was affecting me and how heavy it was for me until I took a step back from all of it. And I'm like, wait, like,
it's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I ain't got it. I don't have it. Like, I don't want it. I don't need it. Like, when I looked at everything that was a problem for me, none of them were my problems.
That's crazy.
But I was drinking to take the stress away. I was drinking to take the weight off, but all it was doing was adding to me. None of it was my weight.
Girl, that's crazy.
So once I realized, like, this ain't mine,
wow,
and I let it go, it was never my weight to carry. But when I let the weight go, I let the weight go. Like, the drinking, like, decreased. I still, if I go out or something like that, or if I want to have a glass of wine, I do. But it's no longer a coping mechanism
Same
for me.
So my thing would be, I'm stressed, I need a drink. Like, and it could be breakfast, lunch, dinner, it didn't matter what time it was. It could be 8 in the morning. Let me tell you, I'll find something to drink at 8, I'll find something to drink at 12, and I'll find something to drink for dinner. In the morning, I'm gonna have me a Bailey's and coffee. For lunch, I might have a mimosa, okay? And for dinner, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. and then I might have another glass of wine for dessert. So it's like, why are you drinking this much? Every time I felt an inkling of discomfort or irritability, it would just be like, oh, I need a drink.
And you know what? I grew up around like, so my grandmother, before I was born, she was an alcoholic. So my mom grew up with an alcoholic mother, and then she got pregnant with me, and my grandmother went and became sober. So I grew up going to Alcoholics Anonymous with her.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I went, and these are the
They
things
can have
like
kids there?
my granny was the head person there.
Oh,
like
wow.
she helped so many people. Like when at her funeral, I ended up speaking at her funeral. Never thought that I could do that because that was my best friend. But I actually saw people walk into her funeral years later that I saw walk into the AA program, and they were like at wit's end. Like it's just like alcoholism really can start with just, oh, I'm stressed, let me have a drink.
Yes.
Oh, let me do, and then you start making poor decisions and you just lose it all. So it wasn't hard for me to pick up on something's going on with you because I heard the stories, and I'm like, I never want to be like that. So I was able to like dial it back and tune into me. But we're gonna segue because your book is called Show Up for Yourself.
Yes.
But when we talked earlier, like after your intro, you talked about everybody that you're showing up for now.
I did.
And how you're like, I don't know if I'm okay. Like, I don't know how I'm doing. So it's like, when do you find the time to show up for yourself now?
I find the time usually for my baby. Let me just praise God because I got a good baby, so I can do a lot.
You prayed for that.
I prayed real hard. I said, don't you give me none of them crying babies no more, Lord. Please don't give me
Tay has some crying babies.
Crying children.
I love them. I love both of them. Well, no, Ella, the first one. She was the cryingest one.
She was crying more than ever?
Oh my God, y'all, my first time. So me and Tay go way back, and we'll get to how far back we go.
Okay, yeah, let's say God tell.
So we're gonna go into that after I tell this story. So Tay's first baby, I'm like, let me know when y'all want to go on a date. Like, I know my friend need a break. Like, we're like family down here. Like, we moved away from home. We're from Michigan, so it's like we all we got, really. Like, we build our foundation based on like the true friends that we have here. So she's like, okay, girl, we gonna try to go on a date, whatever. They dropped the baby off to my place.
Dropped off Ella.
Yes. Ella screamed. Oh my God. The whole time. And I was like, her socks not too tight. She's fed. Her diaper is changed. Her clothes not tight. She ain't got a fever. She's not TV. She's okay. I'm not calling them. Ella, we gonna thug this out. You gonna holler? We gonna watch a cartoon movie? Like, we're gonna cuddle? You're gonna be okay.
Let me tell you, my mom said she kept Ella, and Ella was screaming like it was pins. She was sticking her with little safety pins. It's a girl.
Yes.
I think they just used to be so attached. You know, 'cause I was nursing full time and everything, and I don't know. I'm blessed with this baby, so, and yeah, I will say that I find time for myself to show up for myself. Mostly in the evenings, you know, that's when I have my time. I go to the gym. And sometimes during the day, you know, in the morning, I always start with the scripture. I read my Bible, you know, and try to meditate a little bit. And that's where I'm at with that so far. The rest of my showing up kind of like fits in between everyone else's showing up. I mean, me showing up for everybody else. So that's kind of how it's working right now. But I find that, you know, really soon I'm going to be able to do that even more. And another way I'm trying to show for myself is through like my work, you know, my passion for content creation and, you know, my show and all those things. So I've been prioritizing that. That still kind of counts as showing up for yourself when you're showing up for your career or showing up for the career that you want. So I also consider that showing up for myself too. So I find myself doing that, like, you know, a couple hours of the day and towards the evening.
So how do you find the courage to like take those steps to like put your show out or to do your content?
How do I find myself taking the steps? Like
how do you where do you get the courage from to take the steps? Because I know me and you both have held back a lot.
Oh yeah, like I'm telling you, this last episode that I just dropped, I was like, I looked at it a couple times, like, do I want to drop this or do I want to?
Because you on your show, you like the Wendy Williams.
I love Wendy Williams.
I watched that first episode. I said, now I know you and Candy are close, so you know it was comfortable. You both were very comfortable, you know, in your zone. But I watched it. I said, I ain't coming on your show because I'm scared. Ain't no telling what you gonna ask me.
Nothing I'm scared about.
Tay is like the next Wendy Williams. I said it first.
I love Wendy Williams. Okay, she said it first, y'all. You heard it here first.
It's giving. How you doing?
It's giving. How you doing? Yeah, shout out to Wendy Williams. I pray that, you know, everything works out with her health.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I show up for myself. And going back to what you were saying about drinking, since I've stopped drinking, let's talk about that. Things have been so weird because you can like truly see. Because you're sober. Like, I ain't never really been sober. My whole life. Not my whole life, but since I've been like a late teen. You know what I mean? So now you can kind of really see things clearly. And it's kind of scary. Like you'll be seeing stuff that you're not ready for. You'll be seeing people in ways that you're not ready to see them. Like your lens, like it's just fully clear. You just have this clarity. And you got to be prepared for that.
So you know me. You've been knowing me for a very long time. Sometimes I drink so I don't see. Because I don't want to see. Because I can look at somebody instantly and know, like, Tay can tell you, she can call me and tell me about a certain situation or a person, and I've never met this person before, and I hear, and this is what it is. And I will literally tell her stuff that she knows and didn't even tell me, and she'll be like, period. How did you know that? And I'm like, my spirit says no, this, that, boom. So that's a good point, because that is something else that I had to pay attention to. Sometimes to remove myself, I had to remove myself, and I did that with, you know, drinking these martinis, because now I can be aloof, I can be in my own world and not have to see or deal with the stuff going on around me or the people around me or the tough decisions that have to be made. Like when you know you got to make a decision to let some things go or let some people go.
Girl, let's talk about it.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but I think that as you evolve, if you don't let things go, God is going to release it. From you. And when like you can be trying to hold on to it all you want to. Yeah. But eventually,
the rug will be snatched.
Yes, it will. It's more comfortable for you to do it in your own.
To be obedient.
Yes, than for it to be snatched from under your feet. But
it's like you either make the decision or I'm gonna make the decision for you. So one thing I have learned, and that's been shown to me over time, is when God tells you to do something, you better do it. Because if you don't and you leave it up to Him to do it, it's gonna hurt.
It sure will. So I want to get all up in your business since I'm the Wendy Williams. I've been well behaved.
I know
so
you
far.
would.
I did real good, y'all.
But that's why you're here. That's why you're here.
So let me get into your
I think that's why I've been nervous too, because I'm like, Tay all my life has been the one friend that could make me vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tay is really like a little sister. Like, she has my heart. So it's like, she'll look at me and I'll be like being so cool, and she's like, friend. She'll look me right in my face and be like, what's going on? How are you doing? And it's like,
what's going on with you, girl? Because I feel like you holding something back.
I am.
What is going on? Girl, give me a hug. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? I can tell. What is it?
Nothing is good stuff, but
it's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I feel like it took me so long to like start my show back up.
But we here now.
But it took me so long because of everything that transpired like over, you know, these past 2 years, right? Like, it's been navigating transitions.
Girl, I'm telling you, that's the
like transitions, like the uncomfortable phases, like being okay with like
change.
Being okay with growing, being okay with, I don't know, just being different, like setting boundaries, being okay with the boundaries you set. It's just been a lot of that going on, like navigating through grief.
Girl, that's something in itself.
Like you know, you lost your stepdad, which I just, too much. While pregnant, which is, I can't even imagine. Like, I watched my close friend, take her last breath, like, as she fought.
Oh my God.
You know, for her life. Like, this has been 2024. You know what I mean? Like, transitions between like friendships.
Yeah. So we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what's going on.
I didn't
ready to talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it. I didn't expect to like be in my feelings, but I'm in a place to where I'm one of the most known unknown people. Like, people know me, but they don't know me.
Like, know your story.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of the people that are close to me, they look at me like I'm so strong.
Well, you be over here thugging it, girl. We gotta call and find out.
Girl,
I'm like everything is good.
I am.
Until we be like that's, I be having to have my eyes on you. That's why we gotta see each other like every so often.
Because when you put your eyes on me, it's like you know right away.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, today, like, I haven't been anywhere since Thanksgiving. Today is Sunday. I've been in the house yesterday, Friday, and today, like, just getting my mind right, because I literally decided to do this on like Wednesday.
Really?
I decided, like, it was pulling on me, and like when God tells me to do something and I don't do it, and he just keeps pulling on me, it's like I better do this before I pay for it. And it's like called Tay. So I'm like, what is this about to be? Because she is gonna pull stuff out of me that I don't like people seeing me like.
Well, see, I can see you because I'm sober, girl. I see everything now. But
no, you could look at me even when you were drunk.
Yeah,
like,
I really could.
We've had that friendship. So I met you in
2008 or 9.
No, I met you at Michigan State.
Oh, we had theater class. Class together.
I had seen Tay around in Flint, but she was so much younger than me. And we ended up meeting each other officially at Michigan State University. We were in acting 101.
So y'all, she got proof. I actually did go to college.
She went to college.
I actually really
she
went.
did. We were in theater 101 class together. That's when it started, and she was a sweetheart. But I was like, I think it was my junior, going into my senior year. And I was over it. So we didn't really like bond like that at Michigan State, but you know, we were cool in our class. We worked together in the class. Fast forward, I graduated and moved to Atlanta, ran into Tay, because she moved down, was it like a year after I did? Somewhere around there.
I moved in 2007.
Yep, I moved in 2006. Started running into Tay, like out in the streets. That was when DTP was like running stuff down here. having all like the bowling nights on Sundays and
At
stuff.
300.
Yep.
Yeah, girl.
We were living our best life, having the best fun ever. And how did we start like hanging out?
I remember how we started hanging out because I was hanging out with this girl. She was a roommate at the time, and she wanted to go out, but she like flaked on me because I didn't do her friend's makeup, and I wasn't trying to do her friend's makeup for free.
I feel like
Remember
I remember that.
And she like flaked on me, and I had like talked to you on Facebook or something, so I knew you were here, and I saw you were going out, so I hit you up like, hey, are you out? And you was like, yeah, I'm out at so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to pull up because my friend just flaked on me. So I'm going to just, like, pull up. And so I think I came and we were in a section. And we just started kicking it. And from there, it was, like, history. So that's how it went.
Yeah, me and Taya would hang out. Taya fall asleep.
Oh,
She was talking about being drunk.
I was a sleepy drunk. I'm that drunk that be like, oh, okay, yeah, turn up. I have these shots. I'm gonna do all that.
And you look up,
turn around.
she be in the corner like this,
mouth
and I'm like, oh my god, wake up, let's go. Or she'll like start going off on you, and we'll get into it. Well, you pissing me off, Tay.
Mouth open,
and then
sleep.
Like, well, that night we'll pass by, we'll be and have a whole blowout, and then the next day she'll call me or I'll call her like, hey friend, are you okay? Or if it's my fault or I did something to make her mad, I'll be like, I'm sorry, like, you want to talk about it? Are you mad at me? And then it'll be like the same thing with her, and we just push through. So that's why I call her like my sis, my little sister, or whatever, because we done been through some stuff since.
Girl, I don't think people know how much we've been through, but we've been through a lot.
Definitely.
We've been through a lot since we hit the ground in Atlanta. Seriously.
Let's talk about it.
Girl, I don't know if I'm trying to talk about all that.
Let's talk about it. We were broke.
I'm not trying to talk about all that.
We were broke.
I'm mean.
We were trying to figure it out, but we were happy. Like,
oh my goodness, remember them happy broke days? Why being broke feels so heavy as you get older?
I don't know, because
like,
we were broke. We didn't have money like that. We just were going out having a good time. Like, we were paying the bills, and we were figuring out how to get the bills paid, and we were not home.
Oh, that part. Let's get into it. We wasn't popping no P for no coins.
We wasn't popping no P for no coins. We worked. We were
working girls, but not them kind of working girls. No shade to them, but
Tay was doing them sew-ins. I had me a corporate job, like working my way from the bottom. Okay.
Yes.
But we were ambitious, like through it all, and I feel like that's what keeps us like. That's what keeps us going. It takes us longer. It's taking us longer.
I feel like that, but I feel like everything is for a good reason. I just feel like everything's gonna align the way that it should.
Yeah.
And timing is everything.
Our stories can't be, you can't sell me my story. Like, nobody can sell you your story. Like, your story is what, I remember, I know Quincy Jones passed away recently, and I remember this day like it was yesterday. We were at the bowling alley, and I was fanned out. Like, I don't get fanned out because I've met so many people. I've been in the presence of so many amazing people, celebrities, but to me, people. But this day, Quincy Jones, Shaka had Quincy Jones at the
bowling alley. But I wasn't there.
Probably not, or you know, we have that back, that back area. I met him this day, but I also remember one of the guys, like one of a very influential person. He looked at me, and I'm just like, how do you get to this point in life? Like,
at the top.
Yeah, because you know, I moved here to do music.
And I moved here to do acting.
Yeah.
And modeling.
And I was operating in that. You know what I mean? I was writing, like, I was in the right rooms with the right people, doing what I do. I was never disrespected because I was great at what I did. I am a great writer. I just shied away from it. I probably would have gone far if I had not stepped away.
What's stopping you from getting back to it now?
I don't know if that's my passion anymore.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say too. Mine have evolved.
Yeah, like I love music. I love the art of music. I don't like the music industry. And I also understand the power of what you write and what you put out there.
Ooh, that's a scary
That's
thing.
really what kind of scared me away early on. Like, I had recorded an EP. And
Did you drop it?
I didn't drop it. Let me tell you why. There were some people that wrote a couple things for me. I wrote like majority of it, but one person wrote like 2 songs for me, and I just recorded them. And when I tell you,
Everything in the song happened.
to me,
I'm telling you. That's scary.
that scared the mess out of me, and I really did a reflection. And I was just like, this ain't what I want. This is not what I want, because number one, I don't want to be held responsible for what I'm feeling in the moment that I write that may turn out to be great, and all these people are singing it, and it may not be good. It may not be a good experience, and then that happens to them. Like, you really have to be mindful of what you put out there. So I'm like, I can record whatever I want, I can sing whatever I want, but I don't have to be famous for that. And really,
I know how much power it is in what you write.
Yeah.
But I sent you that meme the other day. No, I sent you that video.
it was hilarious, because that's how you be feeling.
That's how I be feeling, for real. I sent her this video where this dude, I can't even explain it, but anyway, this dude was like, okay, I just started journaling, and then he started writing. He said that's how he's gonna like filter his thoughts and heal and all this, and he started writing, and Tupac came on, like, and
He just be
and the
going.
clicky claim, it was like going, oh, he's like, I'm gonna kill all you. I was like, yeah, that's how I be feeling sometimes.
For real.
So I don't really want to write that down, because I know how much power it is in words and what you say, what you write, and and what you speak.
And that's a good perspective to have. But when I talk to my therapist, because yes, I have a therapist, Miss
It's
Betty,
a blessing.
be getting me through. But
I need a therapist.
she always says, like, go back to what your release was. When I look at how I used to release, because I used to be an introvert, like in high school and everything else. My mom realized I had a gift because she found like my journal one day, which it wasn't like me venting. It was like if I felt a certain way, no matter what was going on, whether it be family, in the household, at school, with my boyfriend I wasn't supposed to have, whatever, I wrote poems about it.
Really? I wrote a dark poem one time. And I sent it to somebody, and I don't feel like I should be writing things and sending it to people no more.
So my mom found my poem book, and I was like, I was embarrassed, because that's that not really feeling comfortable, feeling vulnerable, like that comes from somewhere. Like, I had to be strong at an early age. Like, I grew up with a parent, like my dad was he had a drug addiction, so he ended up getting arrested. He was incarcerated. Like, by the time I went into kindergarten, he was gone. So it was like, I almost had to be like strong for my mom. And she's coming here soon. We may like do a segment. But
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a segment with my mom too.
you should. Oh, Miss
She
Whitney,
told me
yes.
that we can when she ready. She not ready yet. That's what she said.
Yeah, wait till she's ready, because she is awesome. But I realize now, like through counseling and like self-reflection, like I grew up. The person that I am now, I was a kid being that person. So like I've had weight on me since I was a young girl.
Why?
Because I was a protector of my mother.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, she didn't know it at the time. Like, we start to talk about it now. And there's certain things that I felt that I didn't verbally express that she didn't even know I was going through. Like, when we would go to the prison to see my dad.
Oh,
like,
you actually went to visit him in prison?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I grew up in prison.
Oh, I did not know that.
I learned how to read in prison.
What?
I learned how to write in cursive in prison.
What?
Like, I grew up in prison with my dad. My dad is still in prison.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
So when did he get out?
He's gotten out before. He went back in 2008.
Wow.
Like, we'll say allegedly. Now, I'm not even gonna put out what he did. Like, it is what it is. But he's done some things. He's made some bad decisions. And before he went into prison this last time, I went to see him. And how he got from Michigan to Atlanta, I don't know. He had no business being down here. But he found me. And my mom was like, don't go. Whatever. But you know how we are. Big. Trying to see your parent, your man, your sibling, whatever. And once you make up in your mind that you want to do something, you'll typically do it. You'll tell them about it later. But I went, and I was just like, why are you doing this? Like, you're embarrassing me, because what he did, it was public. But because he's been making poor decisions for so long, like, people will reach out to me and be like laughing, like, you see your daddy? And I'm just like,
wow, that's kind of like insensitive.
Because it's the norm. So when something becomes the norm, people become desensitized to how the norm may affect his kids. You know what I mean? So I went to see him. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, it's embarrassing. Like, what are you thinking?
And
like,
what was his response?
He's like, I tried to like live he said he tried to live the normal life and it didn't work out for him. Like, it's no way for you to really progress after you've been in prison for so long. So he's like, I ain't had nothing else to live for, so I decided I was gonna live my life. Ooh. Can you imagine hearing that as a daughter? And I just had to sit there and like just look at him like, damn, this nigga just told me he ain't had nothing to live for. Not only do you have me, you have my sister. I have a sister.
Wow.
That's a year older than me.
She's here?
She's in Arizona. My sister has kids. Like, you, not only do you have 2 daughters, you have, well, you might have, well, never mind. You, not only do you have 2 daughters that are confirmed, you have grandchildren. So how can you look me in my face
and say you don't have nothing to live for?
So you don't have nothing to live for.
That's hard.
So when people look at me like you're strong, or they automatically assume like, you know, I'm good and whatever. I don't know what people think of me. I just know that I've been considered the strong friend. That's where my strength has come from. Like, there have been moments where I had no choice but to be strong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think that you are that friend, though. You are that friend. I'm not even gonna.
Because I'm gonna show up.
Let me tell you, if anything, and I mean, if I got anything going on, anything, if my tampon is stuck, if my car on the side of the road, when I got 4 flats and me and my kids, I'm gonna call Angel. Angel is just always that friend. She is always gonna pull up, like she gonna figure it out, like, and she's always been that. So I know that you have carried a lot of people's burdens, because we see you like, oh, okay, first person, Angel, girl, I'm in the hospital, you know, like, I'm
like, where the kids at?
Angel,
have you talked to your mom?
Girl, I am pregnant,
way.
girl. I'm pregnant again, child. Like, I'm gonna just call you.
Last time you got pregnant, you came to my birthday thing, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, her titties look big. But I was, boy, have they given me some martinis that night. They were coming left and right, and I was lit because I hadn't even been drinking like that. Those martinis had me gone. I looked at her, I'm like, you look pleasant.
Pleasantly plump.
Something is going on, and she wasn't. She hadn't gained weight, but I'm like, all right, this is the third time in. I knew something was going on.
That's usually the first giveaway. But yeah, you have always been that friend. So, and the same for you. Like, I'm gonna be there for you, whatever.
Oh, I already know.
Like, for anything.
Remember when I got stuck in Vancouver?
Yes.
Y'all was stranded in Vancouver. I went to Vancouver for work, and then Delta had their whole situation where all flights were getting canceled. Long story short, I ended up being stuck in Vancouver for like 3 days. Then ended up being stuck in Salt Lake City. Had to fly to Chicago, then to Alabama, and my friend Keish came and got me from Alabama. By the time I told T I made it home, she said, "Oh, you know me and Dave. I'm glad. Thank God for Keish, but you know me and David, we would have came and got you." And I know that for a fact. If I hit any type of situation, like I call Tay, she will pack them kids up in the car, send David, whatever, and the kids gonna be about that life too.
They sure will.
So I know that about you.
So that makes me want to go back to what you got going on.
Okay.
Like, you were talking about these transitions that's happening in your life.
Yeah.
And change that you're trying to, like, accept.
Why?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Pour it up. We'll drink up. I want to know what that is, because you never really shared. And I know we got this thing, right, where we, on camera, are trying to be more vulnerable, because it's hard for me, too.
Yeah.
It's hard for me, too. Like, I don't tell, like, my full story on camera, because... Of course, we got a lot of eyes watching. We don't want to be criticized. We're supposed to be at a certain place at a certain age. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but and I have always been like an open book. I've just been an open book to people that I felt comfortable around. So I don't have a problem with like talking about me. I think the thing that gives me anxiety is like, I don't care what's been done to me or what has been said or done that has affected me. I still never want to communicate that in a way that's going to...
That's toxic?
Not so much be toxic, but cause harm to that person, even if they cause harm to me. You know what I mean? People hate that about me. My friends that want me to just go stupid.
Girl, I'm gonna run it down.
So many people always want me to run things down, and I'm just like, I always think about like whatever you say about somebody else is a reflection on.
It is a reflection of you, though.
Right? Mm-hmm. For me, it's a reflection on like, am I healed or am I still mad? You know what I mean?
The truth is the truth.
The truth will set you free.
Yes, and it will set you free. Everybody has two sides. But there's nothing wrong with saying your side without condemning the next person, or, you know, you don't have to.
I feel like it has
drag them through the mud, but you can.
No, I feel like these past 2 years have like shown me a lot about people, but it's also shown me a lot about myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, even when we talk about drinking, even when we talk about like me being an open book, sometimes when you're an open book for yourself, like you can share things that are not a big deal to you in regards to other people because you would share it about yourself. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me, looking back, like I'll never take like a victim role in any situation.
Girl, tell us what it is.
Shit.
Just spill it out. Care.
That ain't gonna help.
Yes, it is. I'm trying to tell everybody, hey, stop drinking, but drink that. All right, come on.
Where do I start?
Where do you start? Start where the pain is. Let's start where the pain is. What's the pain point?
Shoot. You know, okay, so you said I'm the friend that shows up.
You are that friend.
Always been that. To be honest, I ain't gonna stop being that. I just changed who I am that to.
That's good.
Because in being that to people, like I've given so much. Won't even say specifically because I did it because I felt that that's what needed to be done. I don't know if I'm gonna go into the story because it ain't.
You don't have to go all the way.
I don't want to go into the story because I've overcome the story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like in 2 years, I've done the work to overcome.
Well, I'm gonna say this, okay? Since you ain't gonna say too much, let me say this. All right, I know a lot about the stories. Okay. I will say that I've watched you show up for people for so long, for so many years, and I have not seen that reciprocated all the time. Yeah. I have seen new people. Remember, I've been around for about 17 years.
Yeah.
Right? So about 16 years. So over that time, I've seen many people come, many people go, many people come, more people come. And I just sit back and I'm just like, okay, just like this so-and-so people. I'm not the friend to be like, who is that? Why they here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get a vibe for them and get a feel for them myself.
Yeah.
But I do see you showing up and being genuine and authentic, you know, with certain people. And I see them not doing the same. And I don't care what you say. I can see it on social media. Okay, I be following them too. And I be following you. And I be seeing things. And I be like, wait, where is she? Was she supposed to be here with you? And how y'all get together? You know, it's just like, as a friend, I'm also protective. So I'm going to step back. And I'm going to sit back and watch. I'm not going to say too much until you bring it to me. But I'm going to say I don't appreciate it. I'm going to just say that. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate them having this weight on you. You up here trying to uphold everybody's image. And I mean, they run your name all over Atlanta. Okay? So let's just say I applaud you for going high. But I will say that I appreciate it as your friend.
My name been run through Atlanta, California, Michigan.
Just whatever.
Everywhere.
But at the end of the day, I just want to tell you that you are an amazing friend. Regardless of what your situation is with these other people. Girl, stop crying because you're going to make me cry too. Mm-hmm. But you are. And I cannot even explain. Everybody knows, even all my clients, well, you know what I mean? The ones that I still work with, you know, they know. Anytime I say I'm about to go somewhere, who you going out with? Because you only got one friend. That's fine. I'm going out with her. She's the one I'm going out with. You know? But I just, at the end of the day, I just feel like people haven't valued you for the friend that you are. And you deserve your flowers. So I just want to give you that. You don't have to get into all the mess on camera, but we can... when we get off,
I just don't want
camera.
to. It's like I got what I needed to get from it. I learned more about me. Like it pushed me. Not just the friend stuff that I went through, but like everything after. Like it pushed me to go and do something that I've been wanting to do for myself, which was therapy, which was to have like alone time. Like people don't realize when you're the go-to person, you're surrounded by people all the time. I find my most creative moments alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I find my most peaceful moments alone. I grew up the only child.
Wow, yeah, me too. I kind of grew up as only child.
So you get it, right? Like it has been so long since I've been alone. Like even when I had an apartment, like if somebody needed a place to stay, like
girl, when I tell you
they came to live with me. You know what I'm saying?
Angel has somebody staying with her. I mean, I'm like, girl, is this like every time I come up over here, you got a new roommate? And it's just like, well, this person needed help. This person needed help too. This person needed help. And I'm like, okay, girl, well, I know where to go if I need help.
And you can. Yeah, you can. I got 5 bedrooms in here. One for me, one for my dog.
Look, you got room
if y'all ever need.
All right.
But that's why I say blessed. Like, I have been blessed by people when I didn't know where the blessing was going to come from, because they've seen me bless other people. Whether I was done right, whether I was done wrong, like, the people that need to know my heart know my heart. So if ever I'm in a bind, like when I tell you the one lesson that I can spread that I've gotten for 2024, if no other year, God is faithful.
Amen.
He will use people that you don't even expect him to use. And he used somebody when I was in a tight. Like this year,
throw it away.
Between last year and this year, like it was like I felt like I was like Job for a minute.
Baby.
Not to get all biblical,
no, seriously.
I felt like I was Job. Like I feel like God was like, this my servant. She ain't gonna fold. Do whatever you gotta do. Take away whatever you gotta take. Like, I put my last on her. She is not going to let me down. You know what I mean? Like,
how did you survive that season? Because it's a lot of people going through their Job season.
girls, we talked about the friend stuff. Like, one thing that most people that know me know is I hold my friends so dear to my heart. Like, friends are family to me. You know what I mean? So to attack that, multiple people at once, for a friend to attack multiple friendships at one time, like, that broke me down, right? Then on top of that, before that even happened, like, you meet a man, love that man, like, that man loves you, and then boom, you don't know where that's going. You know what I mean? Like, everything started being attacked one after another. So, relationship attack, friendships multiple at one time, attack, job attack, month after month after month after month after month. What do you do when all of these things are happening at once? Like, you feel like everything is like together. Like, money good, love life good, friendships good, family good, like, career good, and then boom, one after another, everything is just going down. But God is faithful. I never lost sight of who I've always known him to be, but there were moments where I just felt weak, like I just didn't have it. And it's like, it's nothing that I could verbally express. If you were close to me, you knew somewhat something wasn't right, but I couldn't even tell you what was wrong. It was just, I felt like the life had been sucked out of me to the point where my mom flew down here. And she came in my house, like, you know, I have like a wardrobe room, like all my bags and shoes and stuff. It was in disarray. She went in there, like, she was like, something's not right. Like, my mom, I know for sure she prayed all through this house. Like, she wasn't fussing at me about nothing. She was the most pleasant she's ever been. And that's when I knew, like, she's on to me. Like, she knows that I am not okay. But it was like, I still held on to my faith. I was just weak.
Yeah, so for those who don't have as much faith, you know what I mean? Because there are people who are going through seasons like that. And they don't have strong faith. How would you advise them to get through a season like that?
I don't care how strong your faith is, because I have really strong faith, and it was still hard. All I can say is the areas where you know you need help and the areas where you know you can fix things. If you have insurance and you can get a therapist, get a therapist. If you have a friend or a family member that you can trust, talk to them. Like, pray, read your Bible. If you don't even know what book to go to, what verse to read, just open it up. I would just open up my YouTube and see what pastor came up, what sermon came up, and typically it would be what I needed, like listening to Stephen Furtick, Pastor Darius Daniels, Shawnee's husband, I hate to call him Shawnee's husband, Pastor Keon. There were so many different ones, and then I had to go back to my childhood roots. Like, I am a preacher's kid. Like,
same, actually.
You know what I mean?
People don't know that about me.
And we're going to get on that. So it's like, you gotta dig. You have to dig deep within yourself and just find a way to have some hope, because, you know, the old folks say trouble don't last always. It does not. And you can't be ashamed to say, like, I'm not okay. Like, I'm over here, I'm in this house, this big house with me and my dog.
But
if I don't speak up, no one will ever know.
And then the people ask you how you doing all the time, but they don't really want to know how you doing.
Yeah.
There are some people where you have to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And you have to put on that face.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry, especially in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. It's super superficial. You know what I mean? So, as for people who can't really just be open and be like, hey, I'm going through a tough time right now. Like, you know, I am struggling with X, Y, and Z, and they got to show up to work, and they got to show up and take care of their kids, because we ain't even talk, like, you cannot be down for that long with children.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine?
No. That's probably why I ain't got no kids, because I can't imagine it.
Feeling how you feel, but you have to look these babies in the eyes, and you have to bring them joy and raise them and provide for them. Like, that's what postpartum depression was like for me. So it's kind of like, for those that don't have that faith, like you said, they can get into the Bible, they can do all that, but they still got to show up in the world. The interim is the thing that we have to master, right? Because that is the transitional part where we don't have instructions. We don't have instructions for what to do in between.
But you got the voice of God. And a lot of times when you're going through your toughest times, like, that is a time for you to feed your spirit, but be still. When you are at your most still place, you can hear his voice the loudest. Like, I had to really take instruction from him in that soft, still voice and do what he said and not procrastinate because of what I think or how I'm feeling. Like, literally, if I wasn't obedient to the things that he told me in certain moments, like, I would probably still be in a tough spot. You know what I mean? So when, and I don't want to be like super churchy, but like, obedience really is better than sacrifice. If you live your life in a disobedient place, you're gonna feel it. It's going to take you longer to get to where you want to be. But on top of that, it's going to age you. It's going to age you. It's going to set you back. It can make you bitter. Mm-hmm. And it's just because he told you to do one thing because you don't feel comfortable doing it, or because you don't want to do it, you still going to try to go your own way. Mm-hmm. Why?
You know, people know that God has a purpose for them, but they have their life planned out for themselves. So I feel like a lot of people just try to take their own path to their destiny, instead of accepting what God missioned for them to do. I mean, not trying to get churchy either, but I'm just saying, I found myself doing that in the past, where
I have too.
Now I'm like forced, not really forced, because I've already decided this when I got pregnant and I lost my stepdad and everything. I've just been in this place of surrender. Like, whatever, I promise you, I prayed
we in the same space.
I prayed this prayer and God was like, start taking.
Friend, when the stuff started going down with all the friends, literally, I'll give it 2 weeks, but I want to say it was a week before I prayed and I said, God, I am surrendering my life. Whatever does not belong, whoever does not have the right intentions for me,
take it.
Remove them. Mm-hmm. Show me where I'm supposed to be. Show me who's supposed to be in my life. Like, I prayed that prayer. And when I prayed that prayer, I was so scared because I
knew. Look, my whole thing was, look, Lord, don't hurt me now. After I said that.
See, I didn't have a sense to ask that.
Wait, but don't hurt me.
I didn't have a sense that. I didn't ask him for like grace in the process, or, you know, protection of my heart in the process. So it was like, I prayed that gangster prayer, like, get him on out the way, not thinking that it would be what it ended up being.
Girl, I was glad I just had a coat to stay warm. Because when I tell you everything was gone, baby, everything was gone. I mean, it was just like, hello?
It was a it was a tough time. I won't say it wasn't a tough time. I want to say it was a lonely time, but it wasn't a lonely time because I still had the people around me that love me to death, care about me, like wasn't concerned with no mess, was concerned with.
So you mentioned the man, and you had found what you felt was the one for you, or and you felt like you lost that at the same time as your friendships.
So we hit a major rift in our journey right before I fell out with my friends. And it all just started happening like back to back to back, like unexpectedly, right? But that, it rocked me, but it didn't rock me because, and here's the thing, that this is where Gangsta Angel comes in, right?
You know, everybody got that energy.
It made me sad, but just sad based on disappointment because for once I felt safe, you know what I mean? With somebody that I felt all the things with, but we only dated for a month.
What?
I don't talk a lot about like my situation with him because I still care about him. So I believe in protecting like sacred spaces. But I met him, didn't expect to meet him. I actually met him like when I decided to be open to meeting someone again and dating someone. I was like literally outside for 2 weeks and then I literally bump into him and whatever, but before I met him, I had dated this guy for a good bit of time. Found out that his butt was engaged to a woman in
the UK.
In the UK. She played basketball out there, and then I guess he was like living his best life before she came home and they got married.
That's crazy.
Which is really crazy. But anyhow, that once I found that out, that was done. It ended in a messy way, which I won't even highlight. But yeah, I took a break after that. I didn't want to date. I didn't want to meet nobody. I was just like, these niggas really are out of control. So I just took time to myself. And then I decided I wanted to go out and date. Ended up meeting this man, and I felt like very connected, very, very, very connected.
When you say that, you mean like a spiritual connection, physical connection? Like what kind of connection?
No, it wasn't. He was good looking to me, but we didn't start out physically. We dated for a month, like nonstop, full-fledged. We spent so much time together. We committed to each other before we even had sex. So it wasn't a physical thing. Like it was a spiritual, it was mental, it was emotional, it was all of that. But to not say too much because this is still somebody that is in my life, you know, to a certain degree. We may be, we may not be. That's not really my focus right now. But when you date someone that's newly divorced, you need to make sure that they've had the time to go through their
healing process.
Yeah. I don't know how long that healing process is. Some men just jump and don't even think about the healing process. They just jump into the next thing. But
some men don't get divorced first.
Yeah, well, this one was definitely divorced. Like, I met him, he had been divorced for at least a year. It was definitely, it was over a year. But I feel like he just needed more time to go through, like, the emotional process. Like, you can feel like you're over it or whatever and be ready to get out there. And I feel like I was just getting ready to get out there, and I don't know. I feel like he was just ready to get out there too, but he wasn't ready. So that's that. But we were coming to that point, and then boom, 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 boom. So I ended up, going through some things with him, and then going through some things with the friends, and then like getting laid off from work. I didn't work for like 5 or 6 months, but in that 5 or 6 months, my friend ended up, she was fighting cancer. She was battling cancer, and she ended up passing away during that time. So I didn't understand why it was taking me so long to like, because I've had a career in tech for a long time. It's never taken me that long to like get another job. But in everything that I had to endure during that time, I understand why it took so long. There's no way that I would have been able to work effectively at a new company and be there for that too. Like when it got bad, like I was able to be there at that hospital with her. Yeah. You know, each day, like I was there when my friend took her last breath. You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry
like,
you had to go through that too. I cannot even imagine.
But I learned so much from watching her go through this process. Like she was a protector like me, but it was like crazy. Like she was fighting, but she didn't even want us to know like how bad it was. You know what I mean? Because she was still like concerned with us, not worried about her. So that, and then just seeing like the importance of having safe people around you, like safe friends. Like she didn't want everybody to know that she was going through cancer. She didn't want everybody to know that she was like really fighting for her life. So it's like you respect that. If that person doesn't want people to know what's going on with them in that time, regardless of how you feel about it, you respect that person's wish, and she has safe people around her to respect that. So if anything, it showed me the importance of being a safe space, but also being surrounded by a safe space. So if I've never valued that before, I value it now, and I take more seriously what being a safe space is. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah. So I learned a lot. I try not to harp on it because she lived her life. She did her thing, and she, throughout her whole life, even in fighting for her life, like she taught us a lot. All of the
Can we get into how shady you are, Loki? You like the shade queen over here.
I think I am. Let's talk about
I know it's one other person that's super shady, but I ain't
Who
gonna
is
say
the super
nothing.
shady? OBT.
Him.
BT is a shade king, okay? But okay, what you want to talk? What?
Yeah, nah, you be cutting up.
I do. It just rolls off.
I be having to reel you back on in.
Like I would be good to be on Housewives of Atlanta, but not really though, cause
That would be cute for you.
I think I'm too real for them though.
I
could get a little ratchet.
We know. We're weird.
Not like fighting ratchet, but
you know, just like telling people.
Like when I feel whatever I think, I'm just gonna.
But you do it with such grace. You
know? I just don't beat around the bush.
You read somebody with such grace.
Do I?
Yeah. And I'll be like,
give me an example.
You know, and I'm all going off. You be like, well, maybe it's because she didn't prioritize her finances and decided to just up and live with someone or something like that. Me, I'll be like, that is broke. That's why she acting a goddamn fool. You know, it's just like the delivery is like much more eloquent. I need to learn that.
I got good delivery.
Yeah, I need to learn how to do that.
What I mean,
it'd be like, so you can't be offended for real. You'd be like, damn, is that true about myself?
Name me a time where I did. What you talking about?
I can't tell you what I'm talking about. Unless you want me to. I mean, I can, but I'm not.
Yeah. What have I let somebody have it eloquently though?
Baby. Come on, when have you not? Like, it's been so many situations where
I think I'm just a straightforward. I think I'm just a straightforward person. I don't know how to beat around the bush, but I also don't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm just gonna say it like it is.
That not hurt your feelings part is cute. That's the part.
I give you some grace, but I'm gonna say what it is. Like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush or like I I don't know.
Girl.
I just say it, but I don't say it in a hurtful manner because that's not my heart space. Like, I don't want to hurt you, but I won't tell you what I see.
I'm up here cussing. I'm trying to work on myself.
Oh, I be cussing.
I've been trying not to though. Lord, I've been doing much better.
I think I'm doing okay, but I don't know if there will ever be a time where I don't
curse at all.
Curse.
We've been growing up like
I be cussing.
hearing it and just it's kind of like I'm getting better though. But do you feel like we're like the aunties now? Like
I'm definitely auntie.
I've been an auntie since I was 4.
But I'm fabulous.
And I've always owned being an auntie. I always had an old soul. So being an auntie is cool with me, but I just feel like, are we like losing it? Like, are we like not cool? Or are we still cool?
Never.
Friend, you almost had me crying.
No, now you talking about when we get off camera, I'm digging into your business.
No,
but I'm okay now.
Mm-hmm.
That was just residue.
Residue, I like that.
Yeah, that was residue. When you look at it, like when I first started Champagne Vibes, there were some people around that are not around anymore. And then like I took a 2-year break. Mm-hmm. So in that 2-year break, we just talked about like what happened in the 2-year break. So that's where the emotions came in. You gonna get in I'm gonna get in your business. So, okay.
What business do I have for real?
Tay. The start of 2024, your ass was pregnant.
Girl, I was pregnant in 2023 and
exactly. I know.
I must have been pregnant last Christmas.
Yeah. So, with that being said,
girl,
I know you didn't want to have no more kids.
I did not.
So when you realized you were pregnant, what did you do?
When I found out I was pregnant, I was in LA. I was at the gym. And I went in the sauna. I had worked, I did my usual. Got in the sauna, came out, felt myself just getting weak. Like I just felt like, oh my gosh, let me make it to the register or make it to customer service so that somebody can watch me fall out and call somebody. Let me give them my emergency contact so that when I pass out, because I just felt, I knew it was happening. I didn't know why. I was just like, maybe I didn't eat enough. Girl, I'm up there stumbling. I called my friend and she was pregnant. She was like 9 months pregnant and had to come pick me up from the gym. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I told her, like, I am kind of late. And she was like, how late? I'm like, just like, what's today? And she was like, she told me what day it was. And she was like, I'm a week. I'm like a week late. And I'm like, it just can't be no big deal. You know what I mean? I was never the period tracker. I never tracked my period.
Clearly, that's how you got pregnant. You had sex ovulating.
Clearly, I don't know.
So my phone. Yeah. I'm putting it in there.
Every time I go to the doctor, they're like, when's the last time you had? I'll be like, girl, what? I don't know. I've always been like that. I need to, well, obviously, I'm going to be doing better. But when I got home, I was like, let me take a pregnancy test to make sure I'm good. Got that stick. I peed on it. It was definitely 2 lines.
Quick.
I didn't even get a chance to it was just like, soon as the drop hit, it was like 2 lines. Like, you know how you're supposed to wait 3 minutes? It's like, no, you very pregnant.
Right away.
Yes. Right.
So what did you do?
I was like, I had like this outer body experience. Because I was just like, ain't no way.
How not though? You're married.
I'm married, but we had a conversation, and we were supposed to be, making sure we don't procreate for the next 10 years. I'm not gonna say 10, probably like 5 years. I wanted another child. I just didn't know when.
So you didn't get on birth control though? No,
because I have a thing about birth control.
So y'all can have a conversation all day. That's not gonna stop.
Wait a minute though, but there is the withdrawal method, which proves to be 80% effective. Okay, people, the withdrawal method.
Okay, somebody play Drake's God's Plan.
Yeah, so that's what happened, and I ended up pregnant. I called him. We were not in the. Let me tell you this.
Talk about it.
I wasn't ready financially, physically. I was trying to uncover what was going on with my health. That's when I was having like the anxiety things happening, like the symptoms and the palpitations. I was unclear on whether I was healthy enough or not to carry a child. Mm-hmm. And then...
No, was that just in your mind, or was that like based on what the doctors were saying?
No, it was based on my symptoms. It wasn't based on what the doctor was saying. They just said,
Just how you felt.
It's going to be a geriatric pregnancy because
I'm
over
girl,
35.
you know they call us out.
Yeah.
Imagine me getting pregnant.
A geriatric pregnancy, honey. So I was just like not prepared. I wasn't ready, and I did talk to my husband about that. He was not ready either. My thing is, I had to pray about that because I didn't know if I wanted to go through with it.
Okay. I mean, we talked about that. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that today, but like, what was that process like? Being married, because you know people feel like they get married, they have kids, whatever, like they'll be happy about whatever baby comes, but the reality is it depends on the season of your lives together. So what was that like contemplating, like, do I want to have this, do I want to move forward with this or not?
It was scary because I never really felt ready to have a child. You know, I had my first daughter, and I got pregnant with her basically during a breakup. And we decided to get back together and try to make the right choice for her. Mm-hmm. You know, which it didn't end up working out, but we tried, you know.
Yeah, I did.
But in this case, and then when I got pregnant with Ever, I was engaged. So I wanted to be married, you know, I wanted to do the right thing for my oldest.
Yeah.
And then this situation, I'm married, but we are trying to get things in order. You know?
What you mean in order?
What I mean is, like, you know, we bought our home. We made a lot of sacrifices instead of celebrating our, you know, nuptials or whatever. We didn't have a wedding. I didn't have a bachelor party, anything like that. We decided to buy a house. And that's what we did in 2019, right before the pandemic. And then I had made some investments in my company, and he was making investments with his company and doing different things. And we just weren't in a financial space. We didn't have enough room, you know, financially to take on another expense.
Yeah.
You know, at least that's how we were seeing it. And I had to pray about it because I called my mom and I was like, I'm pregnant. She said, praise God. I said,
I was happy too.
Y'all.
I was with mom, like, thank you, Jesus. She about to have you a baby.
And I'm like, y'all, I felt so, I don't even know how to describe how I felt. I felt that season felt very lonely because I was alone in my feelings. Like, everybody want me to be happy about this pregnancy. And because I'm married, just because I'm married, like, as a married woman, the expectation is if you get pregnant, you just have the child. If you get pregnant, and no matter how many times your husband gets you pregnant, you're required to have that baby. You know? And I guess, of course, you can take preventative measures so that you don't end up in a situation like that.
But, like, how does that feel? Do you feel like your body is yours? Or do you, well, I mean, you guys are one once you get married. I know that's, like, the process, but, like, how does that make you feel?
Baby, that man ain't carrying that child. It's gonna be me. At the end of the day, I don't care if we're married or not. My body has to carry that child for 10 months. I have to gain the weight. I have the stretch marks and the C-section scar, baby. Not no man.
Commercial.
Period.
Speaking of such, she talks about this in depth in her book, Show Up For Yourself.
Yes, God.
So go to her Instagram at TayTV, and then you can see where you can purchase this book and follow her journey, because she is right back where she started, showing up for herself all over again, so you can see it in real time. Okay. Bye.
So, like, just even hearing that, I'm right back where I started. I literally am, and it's not been easy. And so for women, I can only speak for myself, but I will say this: it's our body. Husbands or not. We can die having children.
Yeah.
We risk our lives giving birth. Like, there is no risk to the man in a woman giving birth.
Yeah.
Okay? So when it comes to, you know, whether we want to follow through with having a child, it's still our choice.
Yeah. I understand. Just in what you just said, like, you can die having a child. I just in recent, like, the political state that we're in, I'm already 41. I don't have kids yet, and with knowing that depending on what state you live in, you could, you know, have issues with giving birth and not get the help and treatment that you need and possibly die. Like, that makes me kind of second guess, like, do I even want to risk it at this point in these next 4 years? Because I don't want to have, like, pregnancy complications and you can't treat me because of legal issues. So, you know, it's either me or this baby that's not going to make it. I don't want to think that that's going to happen, but
that's crazy.
That's a lot for a woman like me at my age to think about. So it's like, I'm really at a crossroads of, do I even want to risk
going through something like that
or just be okay with, like, not having kids?
Well, at the end of the day, I just decided, I prayed about it, and I told God, I said, listen, at first I asked a lot of questions. What are we doing? Because this was not the plan. Okay. We were supposed to be working on other things, you know.
Because you was just started your acting and stuff.
I had just started my acting. I had done 3 films. I did, yeah, 2 shows and 1 film last year. No, 2 films and 2 episodes of a show. And I was like, yes, I'm ready to go, you know, like, things are starting to roll. And then boom, I'm pregnant, right? And so I'm like, man, look. And David also, my husband, was just like, listen, man, I don't want you to think I'm trying to hold you back. I'm like, you are holding me back. You set me up. What are you talking about? Like,
dang, but that's gotta be tough on bro too, because he probably felt guilt. Like, shit, I didn't set her back. She was like booming.
Sir.
Like, you ain't got your body where you wanted to be. You got your boobs.
I got my boobs done. Girl, breastfeeding.
You were like doing your acting, like everything. So I know he probably felt guilt too.
He did, and we actually considered that option. Like, I was like, I just really truthfully don't know if I want to go through with this. But my mom, and I just feel like God was just like, just trust me, you know. And my mom was like, God is going to bring you through this.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, what your life look like, He's going to bring you through this. And so what ended up happening is that my stepdad ended up getting sick during my pregnancy.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't pregnant, I probably would have been on tour. And because I was pregnant, I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And since I didn't go, that's when my stepdad had got sick. And so when my stepdad got sick, I was able to leave Atlanta to be with my mother and be with him till his last breath, really, in his last days. So, and then the baby came on his birthday.
God has a way of doing things.
So when my mom was like, trust God, I feel like that was truthfully, you know, what I was supposed to do. And I feel like I did the right thing.
You did.
And so I'm grateful for my baby. She has been such a blessing.
She's so cute.
Oh my goodness. I just cannot, I forgot the feeling. It's like, I feel like children are an expression of like God's love.
But she came out like she's been here.
I mean,
before.
she's
like, from the time I was at the hospital, she was asleep the whole time. But then, like, holding her at the house, like, she just looks up at you. She knows what's going on. Like, that baby has been here before. So, okay, with that being said, like, you overcame the process of pregnancy. You decided to move forward with the seed God placed in you, which is a blessing. Now what?
Well, I got readmitted to the hospital after I had the baby. So I thought that and felt after I had her that I was like not going to make it. I have not shared this, but I was like trying to make arrangements in case I didn't survive giving birth.
But you said some things to me that made me feel like you didn't know.
I personally did not know if I was
worried.
I didn't know if I was going to live through childbirth. I didn't know.
You said some things that I'm like, where is that coming from? But I just knew to pray.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if that was you overthinking or like anxiety. But you were like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like this, and that. And I'm like, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I was unsure because of my health. I didn't have an official diagnosis for my symptoms that I was experiencing. I wore a heart monitor for like 3 months, just to try to get to the bottom of what my health issues were. And there was no answers before I gave birth. And also during my pregnancy, I was having instances where I felt like I was going to faint and pass out, and I would just be out of breath. But it was not like what happened in any of my previous pregnancies. So it wasn't like normal. And I'm like, whatever is going on with me, I don't know if it's going to take me out or if I want to have a healthy birth experience. But let me just try to get stuff together just in case.
So like even in that process, like what was that like? Like was it mind over matter? Or like did you have emotions behind it? Because you just saying it like it's matter of fact. Like
it's so crazy. And I don't know why it's like that. Because I literally, I don't want to like make anything weird, but I was just prepared. Like it was like prepare for the worst, you know. And if that's my reality, then that was my reality. And my main concern was just how are my kids going to be, you know. I need to make sure I have things in order for them as much as possible. And I am just saying it, and I know it's strange, but I think I got some issues that I need to work through because life on me so much, you know.
So you feel like in life you just prepare for the worst.
That's what I have done lately. And fortunately, I've gotten past things, but yeah, I was afraid that I was not going to make it. And then I did make it, but I got readmitted, and I was wondering to myself, like, is this time? Like,
so what do you do about that though? Like going forward, if you know that there is a pattern of like preparing for the worst, how do you change your mindset, or have you considered changing your mindset to prepare for the best or expect the best? Because I ask that because it's so easy for you to prepare yourself based on previous experiences, in which we've had good experiences, but we've had a lot of bad. But if you base previous experiences on what your expectations are for the future, you will always expect to be disappointed. And I'm at a place where I'm trying to transition from bracing myself for the fall to figuring out how to pull that string from my parachute, no matter what that fall
I understand.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have reached a place of optimism, and my faith has been strengthened from surviving those moments of doubt.
Okay.
But I'll say that, you know, that's just like us, like not having car insurance or life insurance. You know what?
Are you winging it?
You know what I'm saying? It's okay to have preparations in order in case something bad happens.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But we can still hope for the best. But in that instance, it was like, let me prepare just in case.
No, but I think that's responsible too. Like my mom had been getting on me because, you know, I know where her insurance stuff is or whatever. But the reality is, I'm 41. I don't have any health complications that I know of. And I, stay on top of doctor's appointments and stuff like that. But it's just me and my dog in here. Like, I had one friend that knew how
to eat. You need to make sure Luna is good, okay?
Girl, she gonna be all right, child. But I had one friend that I'm no longer as close to that knew how to like get to stuff if I died. One person, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, we're not as close.
But that happened in your life to
Yeah.
your friend. So that must be more of a realistic thing for you though. Right?
No, it is. Yeah. So in that, my friend had a husband, you know what I mean? So they know what's going on with their affairs. For me, I literally, like 2 weeks ago, just sent my mom, like, my insurance plans. Because I've always had insurance. Like, I've been responsible in that regard. Because I have real bills.
I haven't. Shit, I ain't always had insurance. I'm a creator over here. And I've been thugging it for years.
Yeah, I got real bills. So I'm like, I don't want to leave. Like, if I die early, I don't want to leave my mom with it. You know, I don't have kids, but I got, like, a godson. You know what I mean? Like... He don't need, his parents are very well off. He doesn't need me for anything, for real. But, you know, you want to leave something behind. So, but nobody had access to it. So if something happened to me, like at this point, because like the person that knew like how to get certain things, like we no longer talk, like...
How does that feel having everybody, so you got this person knowing all... Did you change things? I'm hoping.
Well, no, it wasn't so much that she knew how to get the stuff.
Okay.
But as far as like, no, she doesn't have like. But it's not a situation where she's like a villain or like I don't trust her or anything like that. We're just in a space where we are distant. We don't talk. I don't think that she would do anything maliciously to me to where I don't trust her with what I have. Share with her, but I can easily like change passwords and stuff like that. But that's not, just to put it out there, that is just in case, because I know what it's like for, I think I'm a little lockjaw with certain things because I know what it's like for a person to go on a podcast and talk shit about me when
and be lying.
I was good
And be
to
lying.
them. And be exaggerating and lying like the hell to make themselves look good. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation to villainize anybody on my platform. You know what I mean?
That's the big thing to
So this person, like, I still to this day, whatever information, if I haven't changed it, like, I don't think that she would do anything malicious with it.
Well, that's good.
You know what I mean? So say all of that to say, I just sent my mom that info. Not anticipating anything would happen to me, but like you said, you were prepared for whatever. And I've just gotten myself comfortable and in a mindset to prepare for whatever, just because you never know. But I plan on being around until I'm like 115. Just,
Period.
to put it out there.
So yeah, let's toast for that.
115, you know, 105 at the least, but...
Yeah, but starting over for me and having a new baby is something that I am still navigating. Today, it's not anything that I prepared for. So I'm literally winging it. Like we are winging this thing.
But you're killing it
in real time. In real time.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Like you talked about giving me my flowers, but you're doing a great job. Like that baby ain't holding you back. You pack her up in her car seat and you go. You don't hide like your body. You have lost weight.
Oh, thank you, girl. I've been showing up for myself.
You have been showing up. Like the fruit speaks.
Thank you.
And even though you may not post every step, like I've seen you every step. Like we ain't just now seeing each. Like I've been seeing you through the process. And what I want to say is you're fabulous, thick, you're fabulous, slim. So no matter what season of your life you're in showing up for yourself, like you're doing it fabulously throughout, and every season speaks to somebody that it needs to speak to. So you're in the space that you're in for a reason. God has a plan, and you have a platform, you have an audience, and your audience fluctuates. So you're inspiring no matter what season of life you're in.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I'm proud of you for being open with that.
Girl, yeah, because I was in hiding last pregnancy. Like, it wasn't nobody gonna see no pictures of me. Wasn't nobody gonna see me outside. Thankfully, it was the pandemic. And the only reason I got out the house after my first pregnancy postpartum is because of a wedding. I had to do makeup for a wedding in Mexico. I had to do nets. So.
Yeah, I remember.
Girl, but I was trying to be hiding. Usually I hibernate after having kids.
I understand.
So that I can get back comfortable with putting myself out here, you know, putting clothes on. But I want to like dead that expectation because like I said before and in my book, snapback culture is toxic.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to give ourselves time to heal. Like I started working out. I was supposed to wait 6 weeks and I did, right? But in the 9th week, I was still feeling like soreness and
that's
pain.
the thing. Like you said, you have to give yourself and your body time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever time you needed when you were like 20 something.
It ain't the same, baby. I'm 37.
Exactly. So
I need more time.
Give yourself time and grace. Sometimes showing up for yourself is giving yourself grace to take a rest.
Seriously.
When you need to go hard in the gym, your body will let you know that you can. Like setbacks, you remember back in the day, they'd be like, you need to sit in that house for 6 weeks or you're going to have a setback. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I would assume, I don't know, but when you have babies at an older age, like maybe you need to extend that time.
I'm serious. I think it should be more than 6 weeks once you pass a certain age. It just depends on what your health is like, but I definitely, I'm glad I waited the full 6 weeks before I started doing anything strenuous.
But you listen to your body.
I listen to my body, so I listened a little bit because I was at the gym and I was trying to run, right? Because I was running. You know, I'm a runner.
You're a runner. I'm not.
So I'm like, let me get the speed up to, you know, I'm not gonna go all the way where I used to, but let me go to half that, you know. And I'm just trying to, you know, jog. I'm like, damn, 2 minutes in, I'm like, ooh, this is different. This is you know, I'm feeling a little sore, I'm feeling a little tired, you know, and I'm like, all right. Now, in this case, I'm going to listen to my body and I'm going to turn down and I'm going to walk. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let me just walk on the incline a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me still get that same burn.
Push it.
I was still trying to push it, but I have to push it in a different way. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. I had to just say, it is okay to walk. I have to tell myself, it's okay to walk. You don't have to run. Like, you can walk. Take your time. It's no rush.
So although you told yourself that, like, how long did it take you to be okay with that?
With walking?
Yeah.
I describe it like this. Oh, let me see if that's, like, politically correct.
Well, we're not politically correct.
All right, well, I would say, I said this, right? Imagine being a kid and loving to go to the playground. You love the playground. It's your favorite thing to do. You get on all the little swings. You get on like the jungle gym. You do all the things, right? Mm-hmm. Little seesaw. You doing everything. But now you're handicapped.
That's how you felt.
That's how I felt going into the gym. It's like I'm restricted as to what I can enjoy and what I can do. And not to mention, this was my outlet. You know what I mean? Which I feel like is what caused a little bit of that anxiety that I was experiencing, because I used the gym as that outlet. And when I was pregnant, I became high risk. So I couldn't even work out anymore.
Yeah.
Mind you, I just stopped drinking. I just stopped caffeine.
So all your vices were done.
Oh my God, like what
all you can do is depend on Jesus.
I said, what's going on?
All you have is the Lord.
That's it.
That's a lot though.
That's it. But I'm just like, okay, obviously I'm supposed to be like.
So he said, I'm going to put you in a position to where all I am is all you need.
And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just here. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm still here.
You are. So, okay. We've talked about in our own private conversation.
Girl, why you gotta bring the private to public?
We're not gonna bring the,
I'm just playing, go ahead.
We're not gonna go, I'm not gonna go there.
No, I'm cool, I'm good. This is the best, this is the most that anybody is gonna get out of me on somebody's camera.
You don't have me crying, I don't cry like that for people. But we are becoming. What does becoming look like?
That's a good question. For me right now,
Yeah.
becoming looks like surrender for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what becoming is for me. I'm no longer trying to take the will from God. I'm just kind of letting him do his thing, because obviously I've had plans, things have gone left. So I'm just allowing God to take charge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to nurture my gifts and talents.
Yeah.
And walk in my purpose, which is definitely always to glorify him and to serve. So I am doing that and taking care of my family. Now, all the assignments he has for me, he'll have to bring them to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to go out here and just, like how I have in the past. I'm trying to have more discernment about my direction these days. So that's what becoming looks like for me. But that don't mean I'm just laying down all day waiting on.
Like, Lord, throw it in my lap.
I can't hear nothing yet, so I'm gonna just go take me a little nap real quick. Like, no, it's not like that. I mean, I'm still gonna be moving. I'm still gonna be walking in faith, because faith without works is dead. We all know.
Question. So basically what I just heard is you're going to allow God to guide you as opposed to looking for opportunities.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, how easy is it to spot out an opportunist?
Wow, that hit me out of nowhere. That question. It's very easy.
How do you see that?
How do I see it?
Like, how easy is it? I don't know. I don't even know the question to ask. That's just the question that I put in my phone that dropped in my spirit to
I
ask.
can spot an opportunist from 10 miles away, honey, with shades on. Like, I don't need anything or anyone to even hint anything. I can.
How long did it take
that.
for you to get there?
I would say I recently got there. Probably when I became sober. And I think all of us have this knowing that we reject. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we be knowing.
We be knowing.
We ignore.
We do.
You know what I mean?
Run.
You know what I mean? Or we'll say, okay, we're gonna wait until, let's see what we can get out of it too, until something hits the fan. You know what I mean? If this can be a mutual exchange, then maybe I'll entertain this relationship. But if it's leaning more towards this other person, then I'm out,
What you mean?
Like, some people are in, friendships and relationships for what they can do for each other.
Okay.
And a lot of people develop relationships based on what someone can do for them and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So usually it's like a mutual exchange of benefits.
Okay.
For both parties in the situation. Whereas you asking me about how can I detect an opportunist? Y'all like
opportunist.
How can I detect an opportunist? But that's usually the situation. I'll say in the past, if I've detected an opportunist and I felt like they had some value to me, I wouldn't really rush to, be like,
you would manage the situation.
No, I would manage it accordingly. I mean, I think that's fair, right?
As long as it was mutually beneficial.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like how you said, with your friends, some people drain you and all that, laying all their burdens on you. If somebody is not showing up for me in that way, I'm not about to keep showing up for them in that way. That's just not how that works.
Which is good, because it took me how long to gain boundaries, or to realize that I need to set better boundaries. So, I think that's good.
I think it was cool though. I would always look at you like, dang, Angel got a whole bunch of friends. That is so
I feel like everybody looked at me like that.
I thought that was so cool.
I will never forget one friend. She's an older. Forget it. I don't even know how to describe her. Shay.
Oh, okay.
She said she came to my surprise party, and you know, everybody showed up for me at that surprise party, and she was just like, wow.
Wow.
It is amazing for somebody to have like this many friends that just shows up for you. Like, I must be doing something wrong.
Period.
And I looked at her after the fact. I said, no, you not. Because, yeah, it's cool to have that many people show up for you and feel like you have that many friends, but you have to be a good friend to even have that many people show up for you. But one lesson that I am learning is everybody that you think is loyal to you, they're not loyal to you. They're loyal to their need of you.
Okay, so explain it.
If ever you cannot show up in the way that makes them feel good, cozy, you know, fulfilled, like, that loyalty will change.
Loyalty is something that is so hard to find.
Yeah. So it's like you have some people that are loyal to you, but you have some people that are loyal to their need of you.
Or they're loyal to what you can do for them.
Exactly, their need of you.
Yeah, right.
So and not just, it's not always a financial need. It could be a need of attention. It can be a need of how you show up for them. It can be a need of how you pour into them. It can be, all needs are different. Like, how you show up for different people, like, it depends on what they need from you. And you really learn and understand, like, who is loyal to you or who's for you, and how they respond when you cannot provide their need.
I'll tell you this. You're one of the very few people that I have been loyal to, that it's been reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've never experienced that in any of my relationships.
Yeah.
Or friendships.
I could see that. Because
Never.
you got some trust issues with people. Like,
I do.
you know?
And I have good reason, girl.
I understand. I'm not judging because I've been too trusting
You have.
with people.
But I mean,
But I
you got
learned a
somebody
lesson.
over here that don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
And you over here, you like, I mean, I trust until trust is broken. You know, I'm the
Yeah.
opposite.
And it's like, I was naive to a certain degree. Like, yeah, like, they love me. I love them. Like, the way I show up for them is how they show up for me. It's okay, you know? But it's
That is
like,
funny to me.
you grow up, you live, you learn. I've learned how to be a better person, but I've also learned how to protect myself, protect those around me, protect my space, protect my boundaries. Like, I've learned so much.
That's great.
So it's okay. But no, as far as like, okay, where we've been, where we are, we've gone through that, where are we headed? Like, what's up?
Where are we headed?
Accountability partners, because we've been like, kind of like, we've been doing it, but not really doing it. We've been putting forth effort, but holding back. Number one, what holds us back? What holds you back?
What holds me back, I would say, is fear of the unknown. In most times.
For me, vulnerability holds me back. It's just that, like, knowing it's more for you, but not really want to put yourself out there because you've only allowed yourself to share so much with the people closest to you. No, that hasn't always gone well. But to be vulnerable enough to put it out there for hella strangers to see. But also,
Are you talking about, like, on your platforms? Like on social
like
media?
on platforms, because that's how people connect to you. I feel like I have a product. I have Angel Face Cosmetics.
Yes,
my skincare.
See, the skin, honey, is glowing. And
My
that's
skincare is
really
giving, and
cosmetics.
it can help a lot of people. But I feel like it's not gonna reach its full potential until people connect with me in other areas. Like, I feel like I haven't fully lived out my purpose. I've kind of been in the shadows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I've been, as a makeup artist, that's what we do. We are
Yeah.
the shadow. You know what I mean? We are the shadow. We use the shadow. Yeah. So it's just like being behind. You used to take in the back seat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's time for you to show up and shine.
And it's so, I won't say it's weird because that's what's supposed to happen, but it's like I don't do anything for the shine. You know what I mean? Like I run from the shine, but it's like if you continue to run from the shine, like you continue to run from God's purpose, because our purpose is built around our story.
Yeah, and that's also, you never know who will resonate with what you have to say. And that's my whole thing about being transparent and being honest, because hopefully through what I've gone through, I can help somebody else. I know that sounds cliche.
I know you can, because you said you're a preacher's kid and don't nobody even know nothing about that.
Yeah, I'm BK.
You care to talk about that?
I'll talk about it a little. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Why not a lot?
Like you were saying, how you try to protect people. It's kind of
it.
like the same thing. Because it's kind of like I have my story, but again, I don't want to hurt other people in sharing my story. So
I understand.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I am a preacher's kid. Well, my dad is retired from preaching. But yeah, he did not raise me. I was not raised in a household with my father, though. I actually did not even know he was my father until I was 7.
How was that for you until you were 7?
It was fine because I had another father that I thought was my father. You know, it's like, this is gonna be, yeah, this is the story. But yeah, there was someone in his place until he decided to come forth and actually try to be in my life. So I feel like that has a lot to do with my trust issues as well.
How did he try to come forward?
Well,
he just showed up one day?
No, he came to visit me at my grandmother's house, and my mom introduced him to me, and I was so confused. I remember being...
You didn't have a clue?
No, I did not have a clue.
Ew, girl, we need to have a part 2.
That's going to be a whole nother thing, but yeah, I had no clue. And when I remember when we met, we had on the exact same necklace.
What?
It was a cross with a dove in it. He had that exact necklace on.
So did you get it from him?
No. And he lived in another state. And I was like, wow, we got the same necklace. And it was a cross. That's what I remember as a kid, like, we got the same necklace. And I just remember looking at him, trying to see myself, seeing if I looked like him. You know, what's he like, you know, and I just remember him being kind, but just, for me, it was like, I can't connect, because how did we get here? You know what I mean? I'm a kid, like, I know this don't go down like this. I was on my way to school. I was going to a private school at the time, a private Christian school. And my mom was just like, hey, and my mom is just one of those people who, whatever she got on her mind, she just don't spit it out. It's no like preparation. It's no, so you remember when, hey, so your dad is going to be here. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can't wait to see him. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, okay. Just like, no, that's not your dad. This is your dad. And I'm just like...
Hold on, that was your first time
hearing about him on my way to school.
Oh, gosh.
And I was just like, and who is he? And then she told me his name, and I was like, what? Like, I don't understand. I'm so confused.
So what was her response to you? Like, how was she feeling?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure this was hard for her too.
Yeah.
But she ended up dropping me off at school because we were almost pulling up, and I'm just like loaded. You know what I mean? I'm like,
how did you even get through the school day? Because
I don't know. I probably talked to all my friends about it. Like, no, I have another dad, and I'm really confused right now. But when I met him, he was nice, and I was like, okay, I can get used to him. That's what I said. I'm gonna try to open my heart and accept him. And then when I was 12, he like disappeared for years. Then he came back when I was 12, and when I was 12, he came. It was so weird. Came by, talked to me on my mom's porch, and then I heard them talking to each other. He was like, "She looks more like you," and she was like, "Yeah, but she favors you too." And I'm just like, what are we talking about right now? And so the next thing I knew, like, my mom had told me that he wanted another paternity test because he didn't think I was his, and I was 12, and I had already kind of tried to open my mind to accepting him as my dad. That was very that left me really just hurt at a young age, feeling rejected for no reason. Like, you didn't even get a chance to know me. Like, you just want to continuously find ways to not have me in your life. You know what I mean? And it's just like, cool, well, I just want to be in his life. Like, and from that point forward, I just tried to find ways to, I don't know, not need a man.
Do you see how crazy it is? Like, when you look at the things that we do as adults, not thinking about like the effect that it has on the kids. Like, when you look at social media, you see like, oh, this person got a kid, like now they got paternity tests, or this person questioning if it's their baby or not, blah blah blah. Like,
but what about
imagine if we had social media back then. Like,
my God,
how much worse it would be. Like, I think as adults, like, we need to be more responsible.
Yeah.
Because you think that the kid isn't paying attention, or the kid isn't affected by what we do as adults, or what we're unsure of as adults. But it's like, no, like, it takes a toll.
It definitely does. And so I was really confused from that point. I think I carried that with me for a long time. And then when I was 17, that's the next time I believe I heard from him. And I heard from him because I heard from my brother. His son had reached out to me. He got the wrong mail. Apparently, he opened his father's mail that said he owed some child support. And then he was like, "Oh, who's this girl that's in Michigan?"
So he didn't even know about you.
I was 17. He was like 26.
That's
like, what's
crazy.
going on? Like, where's this girl that's supposed to be my sister? And so I went there for Christmas, and because my brother insisted, like, I want to know you. Like, forget what everybody else got going on. Like, I'm your brother. I want to know you. Like, you coming out here with us. Like, come spend Christmas. And so I did. And, you know, it was cool. It just felt strange.
I can imagine.
And I remember pulling up to his house like, wow, he's living really well. You know, like, and I was just thinking to myself, like, I went to his church.
How was that?
Girl.
Child.
Went to the church.
Was the church folks whispering?
Girl, I don't even remember. I just remember people coming up to me just saying hi. And I think he was saying I was his daughter. You know what I mean?
So he wasn't being,
he wasn't being like, you know, trying to hide me or nothing. But I don't think his wife was as prepared.
Okay.
So I was taking offense to the fact that I felt she was like, okay, like trying to, you know, make sure people don't know who I really am. You know, and anyway, long story short, I am a preacher's kid, and that is my preacher's kid experience. Okay?
Y'all have a relationship now.
We do.
Like, he was. I saw him at the hospital.
That's so. I was
had the baby.
Honestly, I have a great relationship with him now, where I know I can call him for what I need or whatever. But I didn't know he was gonna pull up after I had the baby. Like, he said it, but I didn't know he was really coming.
Yeah, he was there.
And he was there. So I mean, it's been a process. It's been a healing journey. But yeah, I love him. You know, I'm like trying to get to know him now for who he is, and not really fought him for who he was or what he's done.
That's good.
But yes, I am a preacher's kid.
No, I'm proud of you for allowing yourself to overcome that situation. Like, get a you know, be open to building a good relationship with your dad. Like, I know I talked about my dad's shortcomings, but although he's still in prison, like, we talk. Like, I have a good relationship with him. Like, that's my homie. So I think it's important to, you know, just state the benefits of having a relationship with your parents, even if it starts out rocky or it's not the perfect picture of what a parent-child relationship should be. Like, the relationship is super important. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this up because we've been going for a long time. We may just have to have another show.
Might have to do a part 2.
Yeah, we need to. I feel like we need to do a part 2 because we have so much more to discuss. But
yeah, maybe you'll be on my couch.
Yep, I'm here for it. We about to toast with our little cocktail and wine.
Myself.
We did that.